I have had to cut down on some of the things that I use around the house.
Yeah.
I'm a lot less baby formula can I consume now.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
I,
sad. I
obviously,
feel
when it
bad for you.
started to get short, I just bought a lot. You know,
I see it already.
I should buy it and deal it out to people. Like I raise the just totally gouge people. No, it's not. I guess it's not a laughing matter. I mean, for people who have little kids who need to fucking put something in their stomachs, what is the deal with us not having food for babies? Remember
Yeah.
how much they used to scream about babies in cages, and now
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, we can't feed all the babies of the United States. Joe Biden literally has taken the food out of babies' mouths.
You know what I think it is? I think it's Coke dealers using too much baby formula when they cut the product. So that
Yeah.
just drove the.
Okay. Makes perfect sense.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. All right, show's over.
I had no idea that they use that stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Ah, okay. Well, would you like to make a further comment?
No, that's all.
Yeah. Well, it seems that there's some kind of a problem with them shutting down Abbott, which is like 43% of the market share or something of the baby formula deal. And
Yeah,
they've known about
huge.
this for months. They haven't talked to anybody there. They won't return any emails or calls from Abbott. There's no evidence connecting the deaths of these babies from the bacteria that was in some baby food to the the plant, I guess,
Right.
that would where they manufacture this shit. They are just willfully not allowing this place to operate because of two deaths that they allege. I guess they seem to think are believed. They let's see. They profess to believe came from there. It's just out in the open, ruining things for no reason.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's just. This seems like something that should be really easy to solve, but it's not because of who's in charge. We got, and it's. Do you think here's the question? Now, do they want to fix the problem? Do they really want to fix the
No,
problem?
they
Right.
created it.
Right.
They want to
They
fix
did
it. They want to fix it when it benefits them in some way to fix it.
They get the brownie points.
It's like what they're doing. Yeah, the brownie points, but it's also like they torture Americans intentionally
Yes.
with high prices and with this baby feel like you can't even feed your babies. How is that different from I don't know, welding people into their homes? I
Right.
mean, we're taking something away. Now, in that case, to take away your freedom and a lot, but they're taking away, the ability of parents, and really, it does. It's like punishment for the leaked abortion decision.
You want to have
really?
a baby? Yeah.
Like your baby so much? How about no food for your
No
baby?
food for your baby. Yeah, well, and another thing that they're doing, it seems like they're doing this. Okay, so you said welding people into their home, so there's no freedom to go outside. Now COVID's over, all of a sudden gas skyrockets. Can't go out your home now because you can't drive because gas is too expensive. So they're keeping, you used to be able to just fill up your tank and go across the country if you wanted to on a whim and just move there. Now, have fun doing that.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't. There's no freedom.
They want to limit everybody's
Yeah.
ability to move
Yes.
around freely. I mean, just going, I'm going to drive cross country and stuff like that. A certain number of people would just, hey, fuck it. I'm going to go take a big, long road trip and just find myself.
Sure.
Well, they don't want you doing any shit like that. And really, it doesn't feel like just the government's boot on the neck of America going,
Yeah, they're
no
really-
baby food, in order to soften us up for something, in order to force something. I mean, like, they do it just to keep us struggling to do day-to-day shit.
And then they're going to come in as the savior. And we all go,
guess.
hey, look, they fixed the government. It is great. They did. They got the babies, their formula. Gas is down. The government fixed it.
I don't think they're going to do that.
They're going to have to do something to be the good guys. They have to be the good guys. They're
They're,
potential good guys.
they still consider themselves the good guys.
Yeah.
That's the amazing thing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So how does shipping out poison baby food to babies help babies? Or, look, so long as they are anti-racism and pro-diversity and for the environment, there's no way they can be the bad ones.
Yeah, those are all good
Ultimately,
things.
anybody opposed to those things, those are the bad ones.
Yeah, they're the evil ones, immoral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones who really believe, like, if you're not anti-racism, you're pro-racism.
Yes.
There's only two ways to be. If you're not pro-abortion, if you're not, and this does provide this whole thing with the baby formula. Anybody who is, like, kind of on the fence about how they feel about abortion in general, like, I just don't know if I want to bring a kid into this messed up world.
Mm-hmm.
You hear stuff like that, like we've heard this our whole lives.
Sure,
People have said stuff
Absolutely.
like this, but this is just an additional. I mean, people don't even have formula.
Can't even get baby formula. That's an added burden.
I know how people don't look and go like, what administration does this happen under, and why?
Yeah, this wasn't happening under the last one.
You look and there's all these like bare shelves.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I mean, it's just not even something that ought to be in any. There's no circumstance in which this makes sense. They are taking things away just so you won't have them. Let's listen to this.
Republican Congresswoman Kat Kamek from Florida. She sits on the House Homeland Security Committee, and she joins us now. Congresswoman, thank you for being here. So we just showed everyone the pictures that you sent out of the shelf at the border facility.
By the way, I like most of what this woman has to say.
Okay.
She does say it very forcefully.
Yes.
And I just realized why I don't find her very likable.
Why is that?
Because she looks like a white Stacey Abrams.
At the shelf at a home grocery store.
Wow.
And then the Washington
He
Post
knows?
gave your picture, your tweet, for
That's crazy.
Pinocchios. They
Same
said it's not
away she
true.
Yeah.
What do you say to them?
Well, I think that the
Interesting.
That little laugh.
Of course.
fact checkers need to be fact checked. And
No.
listen, we all know.
Tweet for Pinocchios. They said it's not true.
Okay, so
What do you say
she
to them?
tweeted out this picture with all the empty shelves here. This is the border shelves. This is for the people who are crossing the border.
Yes.
All those like people that are in trouble with their governments are going to be put to death if they don't come to America, right?
Yeah, those are them.
The political asylum they all want, and they got 4 Pinocchios from the Washington Post.
Well, I think that the fact checkers need to be fact checked. And listen, we all know that the Washington Post became an army of left-wing activists a long time ago. So they can keep on with their story, trying to push this crazy agenda. But we know that the facts are that the Biden administration and the FDA, they shut down our nation's largest manufacturer of baby formula with no plan in place to backfill the 43% of the market share that they make up. And again, the White House says they've been working on this for months with no plan, and just yesterday was the first time that Biden met with manufacturers. Convenient that they left out that they didn't meet with Abbott, the manufacturer that Biden's FDA shut down. They can't get any phone calls returned from the FDA, no emails, and as we saw in the FDA's
You're like
own
a bit
press
of a,
release, Abbott was cleared, and there
Sort of a hack political commentator just saying what she said. Because some of those details stick with you, though, and I think I said it better anyways.
Yes.
was no connection
Absolutely.
between those
I
tragic
agree.
deaths of those 2 infants and the findings in their manufacturing facility. Now, the White House won't give any updates about manufacturing coming back online. I can tell you, it takes weeks. And for the FDA to continue to wrap this all up in red tape, it's a slap in the face to every parent in America right now. I think I speak on behalf of all young mothers when I say this is unacceptable. Doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, this is unacceptable. And no one is debating the morality of feeding children. I think we can all agree this is absolutely critical. But are we America first or are we America last? That's the question.
Well, it's interesting because I believe when Jen Psaki was asked about the 2 infants who tragically died, she connected it to that factory. But from what we're seeing, they have not shown a direct correlation in that bacteria.
What's
to
the red tape? I want to know what the fuck the red tape is then. If it's no correlation, then what is the red tape? What is going on? What's the reason for this?
They can do that.
They could just, hey, you, stop making food for babies.
I mean, have you ever seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest,
Yeah,
and
no,
oh,
yeah.
yes, you're fogging up my glass, and, well, we can take another vote tomorrow, and, you always just keep diverting and sending people around, and, they don't, she said, they're not even returning calls, and so they're wrapping it up, and, well, we have to send another inspector in, and it has to be 6 weeks after the previous inspection. Yeah. Bullshit like that, I'm guessing. I don't know.
I mean, they're not even returning their emails.
Those incidents, which obviously are very.
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I took that rather literally, as you did. I get it's probably true. Again, this woman.
You love her.
She loves stating everything so forcefully, and it's not appealing. the way she does it. Are we America first? Or we America last? It's like, just fem it up a little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stacey Abrams has to try so hard to fem it up.
Put a little effort in,
Very
lady.
tragic, and we can't make any determination about whether
She's just ugly too. I mean, I'm sorry, she's just
or
an
not
ugly.
that,
that-
you know,
that
it
hurts.
leads to
She's
that
right
factory.
about
But those are
everything,
just
though.
both sides of what's being said about that right now. Here's Brandon Judd, the National Border
She presents both sides.
obviously are very tragic, and we can't make any determination about whether or not that, you know, it leads to that factory. But those are just both sides of what's being said about that right now. Here's Brandon Judd, the National Border Patrol Council president, with regard to what the policy is at the border.
Now, this
because
is
it
really
is clear that
annoying.
under Flores,
me
it's the
too.
responsibility of the government
This
to
part.
feed and take care of people who they're holding at the border. And I think everyone understands that. But I think he puts it in a good way. He said, I can personally tell you the Border Patrol's pantries are stocked full with baby formula, while agents themselves are having a hard time finding formula for their own family infants. If this administration would not have caused this crisis by incentivizing illegal immigration through the catch and release program that has encouraged and emboldened people to cross, the baby formula could be on the shelves in stores. Now, Congresswoman, you're not suggesting that these babies shouldn't have formula who are being held in these facilities.
0.1%. It might help. Like,
I'm
How much would
I'm
it help?
suggesting that they shouldn't have formula.
you take the
I'm
formula
suggesting
away
they
from...
should be last in line.
Yes. Yes.
I don't see what's so
I
hard
don't
about
think,
that.
are you? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Of course not. Absolutely not. I agree wholeheartedly with what Brandon Judd's statement was. There is a responsibility now that these children are here, and we are the most generous, prosperous nation on this planet. We would never turn our backs on these kids. But let's be clear, Biden has invited these people and these children are just pawns in this political agenda that the left is driving. I have been at the border 3 times, to be specific. I have held these children as they have been threatened to be tossed out of a raft by a coyote bringing them across the border at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's video evidence.
Wait, she's held them
Okay.
as they've been threatened to be tossed from a raft by a coyote?
Was it Wile E. Coyote?
No, you know what I mean. Is that what she
I
said?
know.
Nation on this planet, we would never turn our backs on these kids. But let's be clear, Biden has invited these people and these children are just pawns in this political agenda that the left is driving. I have been at the border 3 times, to be specific. I have held these children as they have been threatened to be tossed out of a raft by a coyote bringing them across the border.
No, you haven't.
How's that even possible?
Have you been in the raft with them? That doesn't. I've held
That
them
makes
as they've
no
been
sense.
threatened to be thrown from a raft. That's just that's
At 3
impossible.
o'clock in the morning, and there's video evidence of that. I have held a young 9-year-old little girl whose vocal cords had given out from screaming so loud because she was gang raped by cartel members.
Oh, that's not nice at all.
It's a terrible thing to say.
Why would you?
Why would you lie about that?
Why would you further traumatize that poor girl
Yeah.
by holding her?
I have seen the horrors. Has
Every
the
time we
border
come
czar been
back.
there to see this? No. Has the trafficker in chief Biden been there to see
It
this?
sounds like she says, "I've seen these
Because
horrors."
she was gang raped by cartel members. I have seen the horrors. Has the border czar been
Seen
there
the
to see
horrors?
this? No. Has the trafficker in chief Biden been there to see this? No. It is infuriating. Our border patrol agents have been doing everything they can, taking care of these kids like they were their own. It's the most heartbreaking situation, and it's all Biden's doing. He needs to step up, own this crisis, and get our baby formula manufacturers back online. Our American children are hurting as a result of his inaction.
Well, I think it says a lot that you say that Abbott was not included in the conversations that were had. And clearly, I think they do about 80% of a specific market of baby formula in the country. It might be 40. I'm going to double check that number, but it's a large part of the market, to be sure.
It's either 80 or 40.
Yeah, it's still
A large part of the market.
It's a big number.
It
that
really
company
is.
provides. And I also want to point out that May 25th is when the House is going to take up a discussion about what to do about this. It's May 13th.
They also don't want us paying attention to Biden signing away our autonomy to the WHO.
Right, here we go.
So you can't even think about stuff like that. You've got a baby with no formula. It's like pick your reason to hate him.
Right.
There's so many.
You can't drive to the grocery store, but when you finally do have enough money to drive to the grocery store, you can't get any baby formula for your baby. It's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, but, we don't have to worry about that much longer because you're going to have everything home delivered because you'll be back on lockdown
you'll be-
because the WHO says so.
In your pod.
Your problems are going to be much, much worse later.
Oh, yeah.
You've got it good now. You just don't know it.
This is great.
I mean, really, I used to say back when we would do the Trump show that, enjoy this time now because this is as good as it gets and it will never get this good again. And unfortunately, that's been true. And unfortunately, it remains true even now, I think, because we will look back at the time. Oh, remember when we had COVID and it first came here and we could still leave if we wanted, if we, We could still go places if we'd wear a mask. Remember when they used to just strongly encourage us to get the vaccine?
Now we have to.
And now it's either that or death. I mean, really, I feel like things can get so much worse. And remember when our orders didn't come from that Titonio, who runs the WHO
Yeah,
or whatever?
yeah.
You know?
Gusto Gali
Yeah,
or
Tortino.
Detros.
Detros, yes. In vitros, Titos. I don't want to have anything to do with the UN. I don't want to have anything to do with the WHO. I don't want to have anything to do with any global organization. They can all go fuck themselves. They've never had any power. Why would we give it to them now?
Well, the response to that argument is, well, if we're not involved, then they're just going to do it anyway.
Go do it. Go fucking do it. We'll go to war with you.
Fuck you.
We will fight the world for
Fuck
our
you,
freedom.
world.
We should secede from the planet.
Yes.
If that's what it takes, America should secede from the planet. We've got a lot of nuclear weapons. If we go, you go. What are you going to do? Send over a peacekeeping mission? A bunch of, people in blue helmets and shit trying not to get shot?
Boutros Ghali coming over.
We'll drop a bomb on Geneva, motherfucker.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Zavos.
I mean,
or
really,
Davos.
people think that Trump's tweets were such a bad thing. They never understand. Trump's tweets were absolutely essential to keep saying the most crass things at all times, because to them, I never found anything he said to be that crass. I thought it was all reasonable.
Sure.
And fine by me. I don't care. It's like, that's what it takes to cut through their bullshit, is you got to come through going they are rapists. A lot of them, they're not sending their best. You know that's true. You start serving up truth to a bunch of people who haven't heard it in a long time. Man, if you want to know why people are so loyal to Trump, that's it in a nutshell. Come out and talk to people who haven't been talked to. And not only that, tell them true things. Yeah. And then do it. Jesus, give me a break.
Yeah. Well, Trump, I think he likes being the kingmaker, but I really think he likes being an emperor even more. So he wants to be the emperor that is also the kingmaker. So it's only a matter of time. 2024, he's going to come back, and hopefully he could fix some of this shit, stop the hot war in Europe.
I hope to God that he comes back and just, he's not going to be worried so much at this point. Obviously he's not going to be worried about re-election because, that's impossible. So this will be his lame duck term, which is, the one where you just go hog wild.
Yeah, fuck everything. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I don't need to be popular at the end of this shit.
Not like Melania is going to run for president.
Linked to Hunter Biden over its foreign dealings, saying it found no wrongdoing.
Joe Concha joins us now to break it all down. Joe, knock me over with a feather. Is it safe to say that there's going to be absolutely no real investigation of anything Hunter Biden until Republicans
Biden cleared Biden? Thumbs up.
Wait, Todd, you're telling me that the Merrick Garland Justice Department may not be completely and totally pursuing an investigation into Hunter Biden and those affiliated with him? Shut the front door. Yeah. I mean, this is, sorry, it's a family show, Carly. You know this. This is the same Justice Department, by the way, that declared.
Those two. Boy, what you'll never see finer specimens of father and son.
So great.
Not too long ago.
Parents
who attended school board meetings and wanted to say in their child's curriculum were deemed potential domestic terrorists. So just like Eric Holder with Barack Obama, remember Eric Holder said that he was Barack Obama's wingman while he was Attorney General. The Merrick Garland Justice Department serves at the pleasure of this president and is not independent in any way, shape, or form. So this is no surprise, Todd.
Joe, we've been talking about this all morning. Would love to get your take on it. Elon Musk says he's switching parties. So he posted a tweet yesterday saying, in the past,
Fox News definitely has a type of woman.
We've been talking about this all morning. Would love to get your take on it. Elon Musk says he's switching parties. So he posted a tweet yesterday saying, in the past, I voted Democrat because they were mostly the kindness party, but they have become the party of division and hatred, so I can no longer support them and will vote Republican. He also tweeted, political attacks on me will escalate dramatically in the coming months. I have a feeling
there's a sex thing coming out
about that.
Yeah, Carly, my phone actually melted in my hand yesterday, and I was wondering what was going on. Like that guy at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm like,
Concha.
whoa, the phone is melting. And then I saw that Elon Musk
Concha is a Mexican
declared that he's
dessert.
joining the red team, and that's what caused the meltdown. No surprise there. Elon, and he's only Elon now, like Shaq or Madonna or Carly, as you know, one name, that's it. Elon said a few weeks ago that the Democratic Party had left him, going far to the left. He shared that meme you may recall. And when you consider the Democratic Party now on inflation or crime or the border or education or being uber woke in general, Elon is not the only one leaving this party. We see Hispanics, for example, leaving in droves over border and education and crime, for example. So, this is the state of the Democratic Party, where those who were Democrats, an Obama Democrat even, or a Clinton Democrat, now don't recognize the blue team anymore.
Well, Whoopi Goldberg ain't leaving. She's defending Joe Biden amid high gas and baby formula shortage and the like. Listen.
Good pivot.
Gas prices aren't bad because of anything Biden did. It's just what he's going to absorb. People want baby food, baby stuff.
Formula.
That also is not on him.
Nope.
That's
Got some
on
of the baby
Abbott.
stuff.
Okay, Joe, I want you to look at the cover of today's New York Post. The headline is Joe's Train Wreck. But again, if you're not reading the Post, if you are just only getting your news and information like Whoopi Goldberg is from the mainstream media that hasn't been telling the public about things like closed pipelines, like burdensome regulations and the like, how are you going to know how bad Joe Biden has been since January 21st of 2021?
Fortunately, besides the New York Post and maybe watching this show and this network in general and Fox Business, there is social media where you can find this sort of news, and more people get their news from social media, right? So that's a good thing. But I understand your general point that on mainstream media in general, you see, and remember, Whoopi Goldberg is a member of the ABC News team because The View falls under that umbrella. You would think that, all right, gas prices are really high, but it's really not Joe Biden's fault. Well, what about the Keystone Pipeline? What about drilling in Anwar? What about, in general, this move to green energy? These are all things that this administration declared and executed on, and not so much on the green energy part, at least, but they're trying. So overall, that's what's driving gas prices to where they are now, and why so many people are feeling this and blaming this administration. So Whoopi Goldberg is on an island right now, and is not certainly among the majority opinion, guys. Anyway, got to go, as they're telling me. But look, everybody looks great today, and enjoy the rain.
All this friendly morning stuff, I can't stand the tone of it. It just really bugs me.
Yeah, well, you need some of that baby stuff.
Baby stuff. I know they want formula and baby stuff, but that's not on him either. It's not.
Oh.
Sure.
Thought
Who's
it
it
was.
on exactly? I mean, it must be on somebody. And they don't like the high gas prices, but that's not on him. He did nothing to Joe Biden did that. Oh, just boom.
It just went up.
Just a fact.
Yeah.
Just a fact.
She's news, so
She's a reporter.
her Star Jones was a news reporter, apparently.
Yeah. Who else is on there? Joy Behar, God help us, is a news reporter.
Yeah, news reporter, telling the truth.
You know what they don't have right now is anybody in charge with any charisma. That's what they need. Remember, see, if only they, and thank God they don't. You know what I mean? Thank God they have zero charisma. Joe Biden he lacks charisma more at this point in his career than I think it's unimaginable for someone to have less. Like, when he gets mad, which is just instant, and he's so angry because he doesn't understand a lot of things. You can see he's reading a teleprompter and trying. He delivers some stuff, but only when it's trying to rile everybody up over some shit, and all that kind of stuff.
You know the thing.
You know the thing. And then he gets smug, like he does. You don't see that too much anymore, but he does do it. Like that stupid son of a bitch. Remember they called that one guy, the Fox guy, and then if you have a hard time figuring out if you're for me or Trump, you ain't black.
You ain't black.
And he just sits back with that big smile on his face.
I nailed it.
Take that, Blackie. He did everything. Yeah, and the guy, should we get you to take a drug test? Huh? Hey, on cocaine? You junkie? Huh? He's zero charisma. So, and Who else? Kamala?
Well, she's even worse, right?
It was a debate. No answers on anything. Calls him a racist openly in the friggin' campaign.
Yeah.
But remember, what they need right now is just someone to. I feel your pain. I do. I understand how bad you feel. I'm trying to get that baby formula back for you. It's nothing that I did. Trying to achieve greater environmental safety and diversity in this country comes at a price.
I would kill for Bill Clinton as president at this point. Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean,
well, Clintons would kill,
but not with these. But not with these policies.
Oh no. Back in the '90s policies.
No, he's gonna be like, well, I'll be damned if I'm gonna not let babies have formula. That's ridiculous. That's gonna, you know what that's gonna do to me? He would care. Biden, what's he got to lose? He's like, babies.
Can't even hear. My son's on crack again.
Ah.
Did you see Jeff Dunham has a Biden bit now?
Does he?
Yeah, he's dressing up that old guy puppet as Biden now, and doing the whole thing.
I saw some. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
No, I saw a clip
Pretty
on
funny.
Facebook. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I've seen. I think it was Louis J. Gomez the other day tweeting saying, "I can only." He goes, "Name 5 conservative comedians." He goes, "I can name 3." I'm like, dude, there's a lot of conservative comedians. It's just that they're not really.
Yeah, they're not getting Netflix specials.
They're not talking about it. They're not talking about what they are, if they want anything.
That's
if they have any ambition. I mean, personally, I'm out of show business. I don't give a fuck. I'm still a comedian, but I'm not in show business. So what do I got to lose? I don't give a fuck. Right. I cannot give a fuck anymore.
You can't
it's
be canceled.
Impossible.
Once you don't give a fuck and you give up giving a fuck, you can't be canceled. I gave it up, and I just don't give a shit.
I'm no different than I've ever been. It's just that the way that I am now is, I mean, I guess I'm a little bit more like certain of the shit that I think, and
Sure.
and the range of stuff is a little bit bigger. I finally made the connection thanks to Trump, because like a lot of people, I wasn't really paying as much attention until Trump came along, and he got everybody's attention. He pulled the curtain back. He should have exposed the leftist media for the partisan hacks that they are, and he and the deep state. And the FBI and how you can't believe in any of this shit. So
you know who was telling us that for years since the 80s? Ron Paul. It's just he didn't have the charisma, the personality to break through the media barrier.
Well,
the guy's been saying it forever.
Well, we also had, friggin' Alex Jones.
Yeah.
And so when Alex Jones, they're like, we got to get rid of this guy. He's getting really popular, and he was.
Yep.
He was gaining in popularity. He was going to start winning over some of these people that they did not want over. They did not want to win over. And then they give this guy from Apple, this fruit, this homosexual gentleman, some award the ADL does. Because against hate.
Ooh.
We oppose hate. There's no place on our platform for hate.
Hate is bad.
I get so sick of that, just calling stuff hate. What do you mean? Online hate. Fuck you. Hate?
Hate can be good.
Hate is fine.
Yeah, hate can be very good.
Hate is fine.
If you hate evil, that's a good thing.
If you hate anyone, it's okay. It's fine. Hating people for any reason at any time is my right as a U.S. citizen, and I can go around talking about it. I can hate any group. I can hate any person.
Absolutely.
Now, fortunately for me, I don't have any hate. I don't hate anyone.
Oh, no, you're perfect.
I just support.
You're a cherub.
I just support anybody's right to have it. That's
Fair enough.
I don't have to talk about it all the time.
No.
I'm not trying to start a rally. I'm not trying to start a big movement.
Better not start a rally.
What do you think I am, Tucker Carlson, trying to incite all the mass shooters to come out and kill all the black people because of the replacement theory?
Is that what's going to happen? You're going to incite white people to kill black people?
That's what's. It's right before your very eyes. You haven't seen this happening?
I see it on Crime Report.
See, Tucker says, hey, look, here's the deal. There's a lot of immigrants coming in. Here's the birth rates.
Yeah.
They've told us themselves that we're going to be a minority. So how about that? Seems like it's part of the plan, because then they'll win every election once we have a certain number of illegal aliens in here who they figure will vote Democrat. And they will.
They'll figure out the type. Maybe Latinos are starting to break a little bit right, so they get a different type of immigrant.
A newer one. They just need newer ones. They need newer ones who know less and who care less about America and what it was founded for and what it's supposed to be. They need fewer. They need more Americans who know less about what's great about this country.
Right.